Hello, people. Today is kind of might be a controversial video. I got to watch say the way I got to watch the way I say words because they're in the algorithm and I can get in trouble. So I'm going to be very careful on how I do this. I got permission to show 3 minutes of a video by Sammy, so that's what I'm going to do, and talk to you about a couple other things that people aren't really talking about right now. But first, I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to talk about what's going on. Actually, when Sammy Gravano came out and did this video, I thought it was one of his best videos ever. And it didn't get as many views as his other videos, but I think it should have because it was very, very to the point, and it made a lot of sense that people have to understand that gangsters have political opinions too. And usually they're to the right. It used to be in the old days that every gangster was a Democrat. Your old Democratic Party, the party back then, the Democratic Party back then would be considered conservative party now. But okay, so this show is a little political today, not too much, but we're just going to speak about it, and then we're going to talk about Sammy's health. Uh, and then we'll just go from there. I'll make this my typical video, not too long, not too short. I hope you guys like it. So let me pull up this video right away. Okay, so let's play this video from this point on. I'll probably give it 3 minutes. So we'll start playing it right now.
79 people they called in as witnesses. Andrew Coumo, the governor of New York, came out with an overwhelming decision of how many women he molested. It's up to 11 now. The descriptions they told was literally disgusting. It wasn't just talking sexual harassment and saying something nasty. He was touching them in every parts of their bodies. This guy is literally the worst of the worst. He did so many things. He used public to a book so he could make $5 million. He put people who have the coronavirus in old age homes. 13 or 15,000 senior citizens died. This is more than the mafia killed in an entire time they were in this country. It really bothers me that he's Italian. Everybody in New York, all my fellow New Yorkers, all the Italian people, look at this guy with total disdain, disgust. Get rid of him. I mean, I find it hard to say things. I was going to joke a little bit, but to me, it really, really turns me off to look at this guy's face on television, to see them young women, how many of them he used his power to push on them. He can get away with it.
Well, I just slowed this down because I have to at a certain point here. But, you know, a lot of people think because the gangsters are mostly felons and stuff, they can't vote. They still have political opinions. And what's going on? This video was made before Cuomo got forced out of office. But since that time, the attorney general has come back and decided not to press no charges on him on one of the charges, the most serious charge. So already the cover up of the ex-governor, and I'm going to be careful the way I say names because of the algorithm, but the ex-governor Nipple Rings, we'll call him Nipple Rings. Ex-governor Nipple Rings basically is starting to get away with stuff already. It's going to be interesting to see if any of these women get justice, or any of these people that got put into these nursing homes get justice. My mother is in a nursing home in Beacon, New York, and she's on a floor where several people have died. She's had her vaccinations. She's 85 years old. I talk to her all the time, and she's a strong woman, and she's watching these people around her pass away and die over the last year and a half. And we worry about her as a family, what's going on with her, and we thank God that she's just a tough woman. There's no reason that she's even alive the way she abused her body with alcohol over the years. But the fact of the matter, she is, and she's just watching. She's had 3 different people in her room as roommates in the last couple of months, last 7 months maybe. And 2 of them have passed away, and now the third woman's there. And 2 of them passed away from COVID. And her floor, she's on the second floor, and they put the COVID patients on the third floor. But people on the second floor are getting COVID because the nurses are bringing it in from home into the building. Okay, let's go on from there.
He's a governor. He even molested a state trooper, a woman state trooper, in an elevator. Another state trooper was there, a guy. He didn't say nothing. In the investigation, they asked him, why didn't you say or do something? He said, bro, he's the governor. What could I say? I mean, if he would have forcibly threw her on the floor or did something, I would have did something. I watched it for an hour. The worst thing I've ever watched on TV. Like I said, I have a soft spot for New York and New Yorkers, and what a shambles they're making out of New York. Riots, murders. The governor is a fucking, I don't know what to call him, a serial molester. Matter of fact, the whole family is screwed up. He has a brother, Chris Cuomo. He's an anchor on CNN. Somebody sent me a video. He's in a meeting with a whole bunch of people, and a guy comes over and calls him Fredo. Now, if you saw The Godfather, you'll know what Fredo was. The dumb brother. Didn't know how to do anything right. They're such a great couple together, these two. He got so annoyed with the guy, he's screaming and yelling at him, telling him, I'll throw you down the fucking stairs. They really showed their colors today.
Okay, well, I got to stop this here because I don't want to get in trouble. I have been given permission to use 3 minutes of a video, and that's it. That's the way it's going to be. But so I just wanted to speak to you about what's going on now. Sammy has not been around for 2 weeks. There's no signs of him. He hasn't done any shows. So, it's nobody knows how sick he is. But, he's gotten the big C, and the whole family did. But when you have Graves' disease and you're 78 years old, illnesses like that are much worse when you get them. I mean, I just seen a person go through it for 2 months, and she had underlying conditions. She was a diabetic. I've seen lots of people get it. Everybody here has seen people get it and people pass away. But here you have Sammy Gravano, a man that has hurt people, come up and actually make a good point about the number of people that have died under this ex-Gov, and I got to be careful the way I say his name, this ex-Gov, we'll call them nipple rings, like I said, nipple rings. And if you wonder why I'm calling him that, because he did one of the videos a couple weeks before he stepped down. He came and sat down. He was trying to be cool, hip. The guy's my age. And he came in with a tight T-shirt, and he had nipple rings on. A 60-something-year-old man wearing nipple rings trying to be hip and cool. That alone should tell you how weird these people are. And then for Fredo Como, someone called him Fredo, the dumb brother. And what happened? He went off on them. And once again, Sammy, this is not a political story, people. This is a gangster story. Because that whole family has been tied to the gangsters since the father. And to think of the things that they got away with over the last couple of years, the amount of people that have passed on because of something that was purposely done. You have to remember they had a contract with the nursing homes that stated that all the patients that were in the hospital were to come back to the nursing homes. Why? Because the nursing homes would get paid extra money from the state. So the nursing homes wanted these sick patients back, but no one's covering this. And this is why I'm glad Sammy covered it. Whether you like Sammy or not, you got to say the guy is really affected by what's going on in New York because he's an ex New Yorker. I'm an ex New Yorker. I spent the first 32 years of my life in New York, but I have no desire to go back to New York. My family is still all in New York. My mother's in New York in a nursing home. My sister Joan moved out of New York. Now she's going around the country in an RV. My brother Tom, who passed away, was in New York when he passed away. My brother Tom, my sister Alice, and my brother Danny, they passed away, and they passed away. They're New Yorkers, just as the rest of my family is. I have nieces and nephews in New York, in the Peekskill, New York area. I am a New Yorker. I'm not a Texan. I currently live in Texas, but I was born in New York. I love New York, but I can't love it no more because of what they've done to it. They literally destroyed a place that everybody loved to go to. You know, walking through the old Times Square, and now it's like a big "I want to fuck you out of your money" area. It costs now you can't even go to a Yankee game without spending over $100 per person for upper deck seats. That's New York City now. You can't live in New York City. The rents are impossible. You can't get in the. I used to live down by St. Mark's in New York, down by the Palladium Theater. I paid $85 for a fifth floor walk up back in 1980. Now you couldn't touch that area. You couldn't even get in that area anymore. So when I seen that Sammy did this, I was glad because no matter what, no matter how much we dislike each other or we may fight with each other as New Yorkers, what's going on there is a shame, an absolute shame. And it's not going to get better, people. It's only going to get worse. You can't even walk down the street in New York with someone bending over in front of you and taking a shit or a piss. Needles all over the streets. The subways have mental patients in every car. It's not safe. It's awful. And this is what these people that have been elected and put in office have done to this once great state, the greatest state in the country, the greatest city in the world is no longer so. All the big businesses are leaving New York now. All the financial institutions are going to Houston. They're going to Dallas. They're going to Miami. They're going, even to California, another shithole state. And this is what we become. But thankfully, Sammy talked about it today. So I have the right to put a load of politics in my show today. And I really don't give two shits who like it. People know what my politics are. I'm not like these other people on these other channels afraid to say what my affiliation is. So with that, people, I hope that you like this. It's a short, nice 15-minute video. Watch it. A lot of you don't like Sammy. You don't care whether he dies or not. But the fact of the matter, he has COVID. So until we see him out and about and doing other shows, it's obvious that it's a serious issue. And with that, I'd like to say thank you. And please, I am 100 away from 3,000. I cannot believe I'm at that point. And I've gotten every one of mine legally, unlike what other people can say. Thank you all very much. Hit that like button, hit the bell to let you know that I'm coming on. And please, if you have not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.